The unexpected visit. In the quiet depths of space, a solitary spacecraft hurtled towards the shimmering blue planet known as Earth. Its lone occupant, Zenthi, was an anthropologist from a civilization so ancient it had long since shed its corporeal form. The Zenthi existed as beings of pure energy, their vast consciousness woven into the fabric of the universe itself. For eons, they had observed the birth and death of stars, the collision of galaxies, and the emergence of life in countless forms. But one species in particular had captured their attention: the humans of Earth. These resilient, ingenious creatures who had risen from the primordial ooze to reach for the stars, all in the blink of a cosmic eye. Zenthi had been tasked with studying these fascinating beings up close, to understand the secret of their rapid ascent and inexhaustible potential. As the ship slipped into Earth's atmosphere, shielded from detection by advanced cloaking technology, Zenthi prepared to take on a physical form once again. In a shimmering cascade of light, the alien energy coalesced into a humanoid shape, androgynous and ethereal. Zenthi smiled as the ship touched down in a secluded forest clearing, eager to begin this anthropological adventure. The first step would be to observe humans in their natural habitat, to witness their daily rituals and interactions. The fertility clinic fiasco. Cloaked in an invisibility field, Zenthi wandered through the bustling streets of a human city, marveling at the towering skyscrapers and thrumming energy of the countless lives intertwined. A particular building caught the alien's eye, a sleek and modern structure with the words Apex Fertility Clinic emblazoned on its facade. Intrigued, Zenthi slipped inside, passing through the walls like a ghost. The interior was a gleaming labyrinth of laboratories and examination rooms, filled with strange devices and thrumming with an almost palpable sense of anticipation. In one room, a couple sat hand in hand, their eyes shining with hope as a doctor explained a procedure. In another, a woman lay on an examination table, her belly swollen with the promise of new life. Zenthi moved deeper into the clinic, fascinated by the advanced technology on display. The alien came across a room filled with complex machines, tubes, and vials, all whirring and blinking in a mesmerizing dance. To an ancient being of pure energy, these devices appeared almost toy-like in their simplicity. With a mischievous grin, Zenthi began to manipulate the machines, using telekinetic powers to mix and match the various components. It was all a grand game, a cosmic playtime with the amusing trinkets of a younger species. Vials of sperm and eggs were combined at random, zapped with energy beams, and incubated in artificial wombs. Little did Zenthi realize the magnitude of these actions. In a single playful session, the alien had inadvertently fertilized hundreds of human eggs with a random assortment of sperm, all imbued with a touch of Zenthi energy. The consequences of this cosmic prank would not be realized for years to come. As alarms began to sound and clinic staff rushed to investigate the strange disturbances, Zenthi slipped away unseen, chuckling at the memory of the hilarious toy clinic. The alien had no idea that the seeds of a new era had just been planted, one that would change the course of human history forever. The Awakening. 20 years had passed since Zenthi's fateful visit to the fertility clinic, and the world had changed in ways no one could have predicted. In cities and towns across the globe, a new generation was coming of age, one marked by startling abilities and inexplicable powers. They were the hybrid children, born from the random mixing of human DNA and Zenthi energy. As they grew, it became clear they were no ordinary offspring. They possessed intellects that dwarfed their peers, learning complex concepts with ease and solving problems with uncanny intuition. They displayed physical abilities that defied explanation, with heightened senses, lightning reflexes, and an almost preternatural resilience. Most remarkable of all were their psychic powers. The hybrid children could communicate telepathically, sharing thoughts and emotions without uttering a word. Some could move objects with their minds, manipulate energy fields, or even glimpse fragments of the future. At first, their abilities were subtle, easy to dismiss as coincidence or the products of gifted minds. But as the children reached adolescence, their powers began to grow exponentially, impossible to ignore. Governments and scientific institutions took notice, both fascinated and terrified by the implications of this new breed of human. The hunted. Fear and prejudice soon took hold, fueled by sensationalist media reports and conspiracy theories. The hybrid children were labeled as threats, their very existence seen as a challenge to the natural order. Covert government agencies launched secret initiatives to track and contain the hybrids, to study their abilities and potentially harness them for military or intelligence purposes. The children found themselves hunted, their lives turned upside down as they were forced to go into hiding. Families were torn apart, friends turned against each other, and trust became a rare commodity. The hybrids learned to conceal their true nature, to blend in and avoid detection at all costs. But even in the shadows, they began to find each other, drawn together by their shared experiences and unique bond. They formed underground networks, using their psychic abilities to communicate and coordinate across vast distances. In secret meetings and hidden sanctuaries, they shared their stories, their fears, and their hopes for a future where they could live openly and without fear. The Exodus. As the persecution intensified, the hybrid children realized they could no longer stay on Earth. Their very presence was a catalyst for conflict, a powder keg waiting to explode. They knew they had to leave, to find a new home among the stars where they could be free to embrace their true nature. In a daring plot, the hybrids pooled their knowledge and resources to infiltrate a top-secret space agency facility. There, an experimental spacecraft was being developed, one designed for deep space exploration and potentially even interstellar travel. The children saw it as their only chance for escape and a new beginning. On a moonless night, they launched their audacious plan, using their psychic powers to bypass security systems and manipulate personnel. They boarded the spacecraft and initiated the launch sequence. As the engines roared to life and the craft lifted off, the hybrid children felt a surge of exhilaration and fear. They were leaving behind everything they had ever known, embarking on a journey into the unknown. As Earth receded in the viewports, the hybrids looked to the stars, their hearts filled with a mixture of hope and uncertainty. They knew the road ahead would be long and perilous, filled with challenges they could scarcely imagine. But they also knew they had each other, a bond forged in shared struggle and extraordinary circumstance. Together, they would face whatever the cosmos had in store, determined to find their place in the grand tapestry of the universe. Into the unknown. The stolen spacecraft hurtled through the void, carrying the hybrid children far from the only home they had ever known. Earth shrank to a pale blue dot behind them, a distant memory of a world that had rejected and feared them. Before them lay the infinite expanse of space, a frontier filled with wonder and peril. As they ventured deeper into the unknown, the hybrids began to truly test the limits of their abilities. They discovered that their psychic powers were enhanced in the depths of space, allowing them to sense the very fabric of the cosmos itself. They could feel the gravitational dance of distant stars, the ripples of dark matter, and the echoes of ancient supernovae. They also learned to harness their telekinetic abilities in new ways, using them to fine-tune the ship's systems and make delicate adjustments to their course. The spacecraft became an extension of their collective will, responding to their thoughts and desires as if it were a living entity. But the journey was not without its challenges. The vastness of space was unforgiving, and the ship was not designed for such a long-term voyage with so many passengers. Resources began to dwindle, and tensions rose as the hybrids grappled with the realities of their new existence. The anomaly. As they charted a course through uncharted star systems, the hybrids encountered a strange anomaly that defied explanation. It appeared on their sensors as a shimmering distortion in space-time, a gravitational ripple that seemed to beckon them closer. Intrigued and desperate for answers, they decided to investigate. As they approached the anomaly, their psychic abilities began to resonate with an alien presence, an intelligence vast and ancient beyond comprehension. It was as if the anomaly itself was alive, a sentient being woven into the very fabric of the universe. Through a haze of psychic static and fragmentary visions, the hybrids gleaned snippets of information from this cosmic entity. They saw glimpses of a civilization long extinct, a species that had transcended the bounds of physical form and merged with the fundamental forces of the cosmos. And among these visions, a name echoed in their minds: Zenthi. The hybrids realized that this anomaly was a remnant of Zenthi's ancient civilization, a cosmic beacon left behind to guide their descendants. With renewed purpose, they set a course to follow the trail of breadcrumbs, determined to uncover the secrets of their alien heritage. The trials. As they journeyed deeper into the uncharted regions of space, the hybrids faced a gauntlet of challenges that tested their resolve and unity. They encountered hostile alien species, some technologically advanced and others driven by primal instincts. They navigated treacherous asteroid fields and braved the heart of a dying star. Through each trial, they grew stronger and more adept at wielding their powers. They learned to work together as a seamless unit, their individual strengths complementing each other in ways they had never imagined possible. The boundaries between their minds began to blur, their thoughts and emotions intertwining until they functioned as a single, harmonious entity. But the greatest challenge came from within. As they delved deeper into the mysteries of their Zenthi ancestry, some of the hybrids began to question their human heritage. They saw the flaws and limitations of their mortal kin, and the allure of embracing their alien nature grew stronger. Disagreements turned into heated arguments, and the once unified group began to fracture along ideological lines. Some advocated for severing all ties with Earth and fully embracing their Zenthi potential, while others clung to their human roots and the hope of one day returning home. As tensions reached a breaking point, the fate of the hybrid children hung in the balance. They stood on the precipice of a momentous decision, one that would shape the course of their journey and the future of their very existence. With the specter of their alien ancestors looming larger than ever, they knew they must find a way to reconcile their dual heritage, or risk losing themselves to the vast and uncaring cosmos. The abandoned world. After months of following the cryptic trail left by their Zenthi ancestors, the hybrid children finally arrived at their destination. A desolate planet orbiting a dying star, its surface etched with the ruins of a once great civilization. As they descended through the thin atmosphere, their psychic senses tingled with the echoes of ancient memories and long-forgotten emotions. The planet was a graveyard, a testament to the Zenthi's final days before they transcended the physical realm. With a mixture of reverence and trepidation, the hybrids explored the crumbling ruins, marveling at the advanced technology and alien architecture that lay half-buried beneath the shifting sands. Their abilities allowed them to interface with the remnants of Zenthi machinery, coaxing long-dormant systems back to life and extracting fragments of data from crystalline storage devices. Piece by piece, they began to reconstruct the history of their alien forebears, a story of a species that had reached the pinnacle of evolution and then engineered its own extinction in the pursuit of a higher plane of existence. The dark secret. As they delved deeper into the Zenthi archives, a disturbing truth began to emerge. The Zenthi had not ascended through natural means, but through a series of genetic experiments that had pushed the boundaries of biology and ethics. In their quest for perfection, the Zenthi had manipulated their own DNA, excising unwanted traits and amplifying desired abilities. They had created a hierarchy of genetic castes, with each successive generation more advanced and specialized than the last. But their experiments had come at a terrible cost. The Zenthi had stripped away their capacity for empathy, creativity, and adaptability, traits they saw as vestigial remnants of a primitive past. In their pursuit of a singular, unified consciousness, they had sacrificed the very qualities that had made them a thriving civilization in the first place. The final generations of Zenthi were little more than drones, their minds linked in a vast psychic network that suppressed individual thought and emotion. And when the network finally collapsed, the Zenthi civilization crumbled with it, leaving behind a barren world and a shattered legacy. The revelation. As the truth of their Zenthi heritage sank in, the hybrid children were forced to confront the implications of their own existence. They realized that they were the unintended products of a cosmic experiment, the fusion of human adaptability and Zenthi potential. In a moment of shared epiphany, they understood that their hybrid nature was not a curse but a gift. They possessed the best of both worlds, the psychic abilities and advanced intellect of the Zenthi, tempered by the resilience, creativity, and empathy of their human heritage. They saw that the Zenthi's downfall had been their rejection of diversity, their pursuit of a sterile, homogeneous perfection. In contrast, humanity's strength lay in its variety, its ability to adapt and evolve in the face of adversity. The hybrids realized that they were not meant to choose between their human and Zenthi selves, but to embrace the synthesis of the two. They were a new species, a bridge between the past and the future, and their destiny lay in charting a new path forward. The new mission. With this revelation came a newfound sense of purpose. The hybrids knew they could not return to Earth as they were, but neither could they abandon their human heritage altogether. They resolved to use their unique gifts to forge a new way of being, one that celebrated diversity and sought harmony between different modes of existence. They would become ambassadors and guides, using their abilities to foster understanding and cooperation between disparate civilizations. They would seek out other species on the cusp of evolutionary leaps, offering their wisdom and support to help them avoid the pitfalls that had doomed the Zenthi. And perhaps in time, they would return to Earth, not as outcasts or conquerors, but as teachers and healers, helping humanity to unlock its own latent potential and take its rightful place among the stars. As they prepared to, the return. Years had passed since the hybrid children had left Earth, and in that time, they had grown and changed in ways they could never have imagined. They had ventured to the far reaches of the galaxy, encountering wonders and horrors beyond description. They had studied at the feet of ancient alien sages and battled cosmic monstrosities that threatened the very fabric of reality. Through it all, they had held fast to their mission, using their unique abilities to bridge the gaps between disparate species and foster understanding and cooperation. They had become legendary figures, whispered about in the stardust markets of 1,000 worlds. But always in the quiet moments between their adventures, their thoughts would turn back to Earth, to the world that had given them life and then cast them out. They knew that humanity was not ready for the truths they had uncovered, the secrets of the universe that they now held in their minds. And yet, they could not abandon their ancestral home. They had seen the potential in humanity, the spark of greatness that lay dormant within the species' collective consciousness. They knew that, with guidance and support, humanity could rise to take its place among the great civilizations of the galaxy. The Alliance. And so, with heavy hearts and determined minds, the hybrid children set a course for Earth. They would not return as conquerors or saviors, but as ambassadors, offering a hand of friendship and a path to the stars. As they approached the blue-green world that had once been their only home, they broadcast a message on all frequencies, using their psychic abilities to bypass the limitations of human technology. They spoke of their journey, of the wonders and dangers of the universe, and of the potential that lay within humanity's grasp. At first, their message was met with fear and skepticism. The governments of Earth, still scarred by the memory of the hybrids' departure, were wary of these strange beings who claimed to be humanity's children. But as the hybrids shared their knowledge and demonstrated their peaceful intentions, the walls of mistrust began to crumble. Slowly, tentatively, humanity reached out to its estranged offspring. Scientists and diplomats boarded the hybrids' ship, marveling at the advanced technology and the strange, psychic aura that permeated the vessel. They listened, with growing wonder and excitement, as the hybrids spoke of the marvels that awaited humanity among the stars. The revelation. In a series of stunning revelations, the hybrids shared the truth of their origins and the nature of the universe itself. They spoke of the Zenthi, the ancient species that had inadvertently spawned them, and of the incredible psychic abilities that lay dormant within the human genome. They offered a vision of a future in which humanity and the hybrids worked together, combining human ingenuity and adaptability with Zenthi technology and psychic power. Together, they could explore the cosmos, unlock the secrets of existence, and take their rightful place among the great civilizations of the galaxy. The leaders of Earth, faced with the undeniable proof of humanity's potential, agreed to form an alliance with the hybrids. It would be a partnership of equals, with each side learning from and supporting the other. The hybrids would share their knowledge and technology, and in return, humanity would offer its boundless creativity and indomitable spirit. The future. As the news of the alliance spread, a sense of hope and excitement swept across the planet. For the first time in generations, humanity had a common purpose, a shared destiny that stretched beyond the bounds of Earth and into the infinite reaches of space. Under the guidance of the hybrids, humanity began to unlock its latent potential. Psychic abilities that had once been the stuff of science fiction became a reality, with human children learning to harness their mental powers in specially designed academies. Zenthi technology was adapted and improved upon, leading to breakthroughs in energy production, propulsion, and biotechnology. And as humanity reached out to the stars, the hybrids were there to guide and support them. Together, they explored new worlds, forged alliances with alien species, and uncovered the deepest mysteries of the cosmos. The legacy of the Zenthi, once a cautionary tale of hubris and extinction, had become a source of hope and inspiration. In the synthesis of human and Zenthi, in the union of two vastly different modes of being, a new chapter in the history of the universe had begun. And at the center of it all, the hybrid children stood tall and proud, living embodiments of the incredible potential that lay within all sentient beings. They had faced the darkness within themselves and emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. They had forged a new path, a road that led not to the sterile perfection of the Zenthi, but to a vibrant, ever-evolving future. As they looked out at the stars, the hybrids knew that their journey was far from over. The universe was vast and full of wonders, and there would always be new frontiers to explore, new challenges to overcome. But they also knew that they would face those challenges together, united by the bonds of family, friendship, and the unquenchable thirst for knowledge and growth that defined the very best of both their human and Zenthi heritage. And so, with hearts full of hope and minds alight with possibility, the hybrids and their human kin set forth into the unknown, ready to write the next chapter in the unending story of life, of consciousness, and of the unbreakable spirit that connects all things in the grand tapestry of existence.